it's good. Welcome. As you can tell, shirt's off, so shit's gonna get real here. But I'm on break now, so that's a big plus. I'm still gonna be busy. I've got some songwriting stuff I've got to work on, scholarship application shit, just a bunch of other, random stuff that's important. That's not directly schoolwork, but we ball. But the reason you're watching this is because of the title, and my hair is pissing me off. So, damn, hairline reveal before wiener reveal. Nah, that's crazy. But just you clicked on this video because you saw the title and figured it was something of value. So let's get into it. Just live life. What the fuck does it mean to just live life, though? It doesn't mean to simply just not care about things or just do whatever you feel like, do whatever you want to because it doesn't matter, it's just life. But rather, understand the scale of things and the significance of things. This is especially important, I think. My hair's really annoying me. I can't look at it, and I'm sorry. It's really distracting me. But this really just applies the most, I feel, to people in school, especially high school. So if you're seeing this in high school, senior here, so get fucked. No, but just understand everything going on around you. You live. First off, the chance of you living is basically none. The fact you're alive is an innate miracle. That's why it's called the fucking miracle of life. The fact that you're here is insanity. So just how to live your life in high school, even though, if you're not able to drive yet, it's kind of dictated by a lot of things, is just first learn how to be alone. We're not looking over anymore. Just learn how to be with yourself. Oops. Just learn how to be able to sit down with yourself and look yourself in the eye and be okay with that. Just be fine without drowning whatever you're thinking about and being around other people or drinking, smoking, anything like that. Just be able to be with yourself and be comfortable with who you are. That's the first step to just living. Is the truth about life is that there's going to be large portions of your life where you're kind of going to be alone. You're going to be focused on doing your own thing, being who you are, focused on your craft or whatever. And you need to know how to be able to be alone to be able to actually succeed at that. Because if not, there's no way you're going to really go anywhere aside from where you are. But after that is just understand significance and insignificance of things. I talked about this in another video, but grades are completely marginal. They don't mean jack shit. If your purpose, let me get close for this. If your purpose in a class is strictly to fucking get good grades so they look good, you're a fucking pussy. I'll say it again. You're a pussy. Alright, grades don't mean shit. They don't mean you learn more. They just mean you're able to study and retain information better than somebody else. Alright, just because you can retain information doesn't mean you actually know what's going on. Alright. I've met people with 97 averages, I think that was. Either way, I met people with averages in the high 90s, if not hundreds. And half their shit is just because they were able to memorize what's going on. They don't understand anything. But I met people with 84s or something, and I'll ask them a question, and they understand it almost perfectly. They just choose not to do all the nitty-gritty stuff, because in their mind they've already got 100 because they understand what's going on. They, even if they don't have that perfect recreation of it, and I mean recreation isn't like recreation, what they see, but their understanding of it is enough to the point where they can explain it better than someone who has 100. Well, not 100, but someone who's got a grade that's good because they just care about the grade. Alright, all grades mean is just how well you've objectively done. But the thing is, grades are pretty out of date compared to like what we understand about psychology development and just other things. And so because of that, understand that even if you've got a 90, doesn't mean you know everything. So I guess humility you could add in that aspect, but just put into perspective the fact that if you don't get a perfect grade, that's okay. That doesn't mean anything about you as a person. Like, I know people who've gotten terrible grades and yet they're amazing people. And there's people who've gotten terrible grades and went on to be super successful. Nobody has found immense success by just following the mold again and again and again. They put twists on it. They put, their own individual flair. They may do the same thing people have done before them, but they do it in such a way that it makes people want to continue seeing it and examining it. I mean, like, if it's not an innovation of sorts, like how Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, how they, changed technology, it's using it differently. I mean, like, bodybuilding existed for, years before Arnold came in, but we know him because, first of all, he was like an unheard of physique almost. Like, looking back, he had an insane chest, but it wasn't just bodybuilding he did. He took it a step further. He was, he was a fucking actor. Like, no one else had done that before, or very few people had done it before to the success he did. And then he was a fucking governor. Like, he broke out of the mold. That's what made it big. It wasn't the grades that he got in school. It wasn't how well his teachers thought he did. It was the fact that he did the things that he wanted to do, and he made sure he did those things to the best of his ability, if not better. So if you're just sort of questioning where you are, you're just questioning everything, or don't know what to do, or you put grades above everything, understand that at the end of the day, say you're trying to become a doctor, no one's going to give a fuck how well you did on a test or how terribly you did on a test. Because as long as everybody else got accepted into medical school, everybody else went through the training, you're not special. Specialness comes from what's on the inside, not what's on a piece of paper. And so many people I know are caught up in this idea that if they don't get a perfect grade, they won't get into a good college, and then if they don't get into a good college, they won't get a good job, and then they just won't get money. If you spend your life thinking about making money, you'll never find happiness, because there are thousands of ways you can end up not making money. The best you can do is know yourself and know what you want, because if you do what you want, even if you're not incredibly successful, you're still able to say, at least I'm doing something I like. Jim Carrey talked about how his father could have been a comedian, but chose the safe route. But when Jim Carrey was like 12, I think it was, his dad lost his job, and they were pretty much broke for the rest of his adolescence. So what that means is that you can fail doing something you absolutely hate. So find at least something that you enjoy, and not something that just makes you money arbitrarily. Because if you do something that you know you enjoy, and even if you fail, you loved failing it. And if you do good, you love what you're doing. And even if you just stay where you are, you love what you're doing. Because what you're doing wasn't focused on what society pressures us into thinking, of getting perfect grades, of getting good paying job, of getting status, of getting respect. Doing what's important to you is what most important in life. If you think grades are really important because you want to do it, sure. But if your only reason for having good grades is strictly because it's what makes you look good, or you think it's what everybody cares about, or it's what people, it's what's required, to get anywhere in life, you're just wrong. Like, there's no other way around it. But after that, how to live life, go into the video I talked about the truth to living a happy life, because that expands on this sort of topic past, what I just rambled on for about 10 minutes. But seriously, just take a step back and look at what you're doing and just think, is there something that I want to be doing? Is there something I could be doing? And if there are those two things and you're able to do it, then do it. You've got free will for a reason. If you're able to do it, and if you want to do it, go do it. But that's about it. Live life to how you want to live it, because the only person that's been there for the start will always be there and will be there until the day you die is you. There's 8 billion people in this world, but only one you. So if you spend your entire life focused on making other people happy and focused on what makes you better than them arbitrarily, nah. Just live your life how you want to live it. Look at yourself. Sit alone for a few minutes. Just go sit somewhere alone. Sit down and just look at yourself and think to yourself. Just look in and say, who do I want to be? What do I want? And once you develop that comfort being able to just sit alone and be yourself and just be alone, you'll find that answering that question will come super easily. So with that, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some sort of music jamming or something at 250 subs. I don't know what genre, if you've got any. If I know a certain individual who's watching this, I've got a gut feeling as to what you would want me to jam to, or how you would want me to go about it. But either way, I'm open to suggestions from anybody. So like, subscribe, touch grass, drink water, be good people. I'll see you in the next one.